This is Robert Kalua with the news on Zodiac. The headlines. Court pushes to Monday inter-party hearing between TUM and government on an injunction over teachers' strike. Government launching citizen engagement platform to enhance accountability of duty bearers on public matters. Kama tips Treasury on scheming a COVID-19 responsive national budget as it rolls out budget consultations. Across the borders, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's second husband, dies aged 99. Now the news in detail. The Industrial Relations Court in Lilongwe has pushed to Monday an inter-party hearing between Teachers Union of Malawi TUM and government over an injunction suspending teachers' work boycott. TUM President William Malimba said after adjournment of the hearing that it followed their request for more time to thoroughly scrutinize documents presented by government. Minister of Education is seeking relief through a court injunction to stop the strike by teachers, demanding government to convert provision of COVID-19 personal protective equipment into cash. Chimwemwe Badata filed this report.
Teachers Union of Malawi, TUM, asked for an early adjournment of the inter-party hearing with Ministry of Education. TUM President William Malimba told Zodiac after the adjournment, lawyers representing the union will have to take a thorough scrutiny of documents that were served by Ministry of Education, hence seeking an adjournment to Monday, 12th April.
We got the communication yesterday around 10. So we had to discuss with our legal team for this. So we just asked for adjournment. So the case will be, the hearing for this matter will be on Monday 2 p.m.
Government was represented by lawyer Lumbani Mafriwa during the hearing, while Your Honor Howard Vemba, deputy chairperson for the Industrial Relations Court, presided over the hearing. Minister of Education is seeking relief of the Industrial Relations Court through an injunction that would end the teachers' strike. A notice of government's intention to get the injunction was served to TUM on Thursday, immediately after a meeting that took place between the two sides. The striking teachers are demanding a once-off payment from government for working amid the COVID-19 pandemic. For Zodiac, this is Chimwemwe Badata.
Meanwhile, a court in Lilongwe through Judge Ruth Chinangwa has refused Chancellor College students an injunction restraining college administration from holding an online graduation scheduled for 28th April. A representative of the students, Peter Sambani, says the students will find other avenues to have their concern addressed. This report by Alinafe Mlamba.
According to an application which the students filed through the courts, the decision by the defendants was unjustified and a violation to students' rights to education. The students wanted the Chancellor College to reverse its decision of holding a virtual graduation ceremony, which is also excluding students who are writing supplemental examinations. But according to a ruling which was pronounced on camera on Friday by Judge Ruth Chinangwa, the students' application for an injunction has been denied. Representative of the students, Peter Sambani, has expressed disappointment with the ruling, further pointing that the students' leadership will meet to map the way forward.
Most of us were disappointed because it is a matter that affects our interest, but at best we respect the court's decision. Okay, right now the leadership is still discussing on the best possible way to deal with the news, but by the end of the day, I think we'll have an alternative route that we can use and engage with the University of Malawi.
Meanwhile, UNIMA Registrar Dr. Benedicto Malunga was not available to comment on the development. The virtual graduation is scheduled for 28th April.
A government citizen engagement platform has been launched in the country, with donor partners expressing hope that it will help enhance accountability by duty barriers on matters affecting the citizenry. German ambassador to Malawi, Jordan Bosch, and the UN Women representative in the country, Clara Nyangwe, said this will help empower Malawians in holding duty barriers accountable on public matters. Minister of Civic Education and National Unity, Timothy Mtambo, whose ministry has launched the platform, believes Pabwalo will give a chance to Malawians to engage and seek solutions to the challenges facing the country. Consumers Association of Malawi has called for formulation of responsive national budget to COVID-19 challenges that have affected crucial sectors. The country depends to propel its economy. CAM Executive Director John Capito says revamping sectors that are on the verge of collapse could help bring the economy back on track. Treasury has since announced commencement of pre-budget consultations as the 2020-2021 fiscal year is drawing to an end. Winston Kaimira filed this report.
The formulation of the 2021-2022 national budget has commenced, with the Treasury announcing that it will be receiving contributions from the general public from today, Friday, to 30th April. A statement signed by Secretary to the Treasury, Chances Mwaka, says due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Minister of Finance Felix Mlusu shall hold virtual meetings as part of the consultations from 20th to 23rd April. Treasury spokesperson Williams Banda says as the country faces COVID-19 related challenges, contributions from the general public should also give suggestions on how to sustain the economy.
We're operating in a COVID pandemic. That's what we'll be looking forward. So that after consolidating everything, we'll come up with the 2021-2022 budget.
Meanwhile, Executive Director for the Consumers Association of Malawi, CAMA, John Capito, says sectors that have been negatively affected by the pandemic need a responsive budget to get back on track.
The key one that we see, that is, I think, giving us headaches at the moment, is to look at the whole economy and the sectors that really have collapsed. Sectors like, for example, the tourism industry, the manufacturing industry. These are also the largest employers.
The 2021 to 2022 financial year shall run from 1st July this year to 31st March 2022 as the fiscal year is being redesigned under the current leadership. This is Winston Kaimira reporting for Zodiac.
SADC leaders, including President Lazarus Chakwera, have agreed that no member state in the region should be alone when faced with terrorist threats. They have since called for coordinated security measures following the insurgents in northern Mozambique. The leaders of political defense and security arm of the regional bloc made the resolution Thursday after a day-long summit to discuss the attacks in Cabo Delgado by Islamic militants, which has left countless people either dead or homeless. President Chakwera attended the meeting alongside 5 other leaders. We have more in this report by Western Guta.
Cabo Delgado, a province in the northern part of Mozambique, has seen an Islamist insurgence since 2017, which has grown fierce lately, as many people have been butchered through beheadings, for example, and thousands fleeing their homes. This forced the SADC's politics, defense and security arm to convene in Mozambique's capital, Maputo, yesterday, Thursday, to find a solution to the growing insurgency. The leaders have thus agreed that no member state should face terrorist threats on its own, hence the need to stand firm and united in a show of solidarity with Mozambique. They have since called for urgent enhanced security measures through a coordinated regional approach. The meeting was convened by Botswana President Mokgweetsi Masisi as chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense and security, and chaired by Mozambique President Felipe Nyusi, who said that commerce has been interrupted in that part of the country. The security organ has since unanimously agreed on a possibility of a military intervention. Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera attended the meeting. For Zodiac, I am Western Guta.
You're watching the news here on Zodiac. We'll be back with more after this.
To achieve great things in life, you must do little things every day, like the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. 1, wake up. 2, brush up. 3, smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea. Smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea. Do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate and give yourself a future to smell about.
Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. Blockbuster Megastore brings you America's finest. Ashley Furniture Home Store, Malawi. Ashley Furniture Home Store is located in January Corner, opposite Makra House at the new building. Our Ashley Furniture Home Store comes in 5 different styles to suit every personality. Either young or old, we've got you covered. Come and experience our showroom and discover the lifestyle that suits your personality. We have Ashley's signature collections on dining table, sofa sets, and bedroom. Come in store and see it for yourself. Our trading hours are Mondays through Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sundays are closed. Visit our home store today. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home.
Do your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Coach za National Buses zili pa msewu tsopano. Yendani ulendo wanu wapakati pa Blantyre ndi Lilongwe mofewa pokwera coach za executive zapamwamba za National Bus. Mabasi okhala ndi zipangizo zili zonse monga Wi-Fi, madispensa amadzi, kanema wa HD, zipangizo zopangira coffee, air conditioner, toilet ndi zina zambiri pakamtengo ka 10,000 kwacha kokha basi kuyambira pa 10 March mpaka pa 10 May 2021. Malo nyamukira ku Blantyre quarter past 6 mmawa ndi 3 koloko masana ku Golden Peacock Hotel, half past 6 mmawa ndi half past 3 masana omwe panali Best Repair pafupi ndi City Motors ku General Corner, ndipo 7 koloko mmawa ndi 4 koloko masana ku Quick Fit pafupi ndi Riles Hotel. Ku Lilongwe half past 6 mmawa ndi half past 3 masana ku BICC, quarter to 7 mmawa ndi quarter to 4 masana kuchokera ku 7-Eleven, ndipo 7 koloko mmawa ndi 4 koloko masana pa City Mall. Mukafuna kudziwa zambiri imbani pa 0884-821-098 kapena 0999-910-170. National Bus Coaches, bridging the transportation gap.
Welcome back. Here are the top stories again. Court pushes to Monday inter-party hearing between TUM and government on an injunction over teachers' strike. Government launches citizen engagement platform to enhance accountability of duty barriers on public matters. Kama tips Treasury on scheming a COVID-19 responsive national budget as it rolls out pre-budget consultations. And across the borders, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's second husband, dies aged 99. Moving on with the news, delivery of lectures in class physically has been suspended at the Malawi University of Science and Technology MUST after 14 students tested positive of COVID-19 at the university campus on Thursday. Mass Communications Manager James Mpande has confirmed to us, adding all students have remained on campus and an isolation facility has been established at the university. Alina Femlamba has more in this report.
As of Thursday, Malawi University of Science and Technology had registered 14 COVID-19 cases in a space of 48 hours. MUST Communications Manager James Mpande has confirmed to Zodiac of the development, adding that this follows mass testing conducted at the facility. Mpande says some hostels have been dedicated to be isolation facilities.
We have dedicated some hostels where those that are found positive will be isolated. What we don't want is to release the stress. We want, irrespective of the results, that they should be on campus. After all, we haven't closed the institution, so teaching and learning, what we have done is just suspend the face-to-face lessons, then go online.
Healthy activist Masiko Matemba points there is need to be vigilant on the preventive measures, noting that there has been reluctance, especially with the administering of the COVID-19 vaccine.
We might still going to have some cases of the virus, but it will be at a manageable level. And what is important is for government and the Ministry of Health to make sure that continue keeping the facilities open, because we might have cases which we need to manage.
Among other preventive measures, mid-term examinations have since been deferred. MUST has a population of over 1,000 students on campus.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament Madalitso Gazombo has urged the citizenry to take clean-up campaigns seriously for the country could achieve cleanliness. He was speaking when he led communities around Mtuntama Trading Centre in Kasungu to a clean-up campaign on Friday. President Lazarus Chakwera declared every first Friday of the month for the clean-up exercise across the country. Noah Nkubu with more.
It was a busy Friday at Mtuntama Trading Centre in Kasungu as the community engaged in a clean-up exercise around the trading centre. The campaign was organized by Mtuntama Health Centre Management Committee as a way of infection prevention. Chairlady of Mtuntama Health Centre Management Committee, Natalia Smoko, said the exercise was to encourage citizens to embrace the national clean-up exercise, which President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera launched recently. She observed that this was the only way people could prevent some infections which bring about congestion in healthy facilities. It was at this function that Deputy Speaker of Parliament and also parliamentarian for the area, Madalitso Gazombo, urged communities to take clean-up campaigns seriously if the country is to achieve cleanliness. He says Mtuntama, being the home of the late President Dr. Hastings Kamsbanda, cleanliness was eminent as it is one of the historical sites which attract tourists. Kasungu District Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Coordinator Dave Tembo says communities around Mtuntama Health Centre and their partners are determined to conduct such an exercise regularly to respond to the presidential directive.
We want every location in Mtuntama should be very clean. We shouldn't see any garbage accumulating. So we want to see that Mtuntama is very clean. The air that people breathe in Mtuntama is fresh, not smelling foul because of the rotting garbages.
For Zodiac, this is Noah Nkubu, Kasungu.
Minister of Forestry and Natural Resources, Nancy Tembo, has challenged small-scale fish farmers in the country to, according to Minister of Forestry, technologies for sustainable fisheries development. She was speaking in Salima Thursday at the launch of voluntary guidelines for securing sustainable small-scale fisheries by the Food and Agriculture Organization. FAO Deputy Country Representative James Okoth says his organization is committed to helping Malawi implement the guidelines without fail for an improved and profitable fisheries industry. Joseph Mazizi has filed this report.
According to Minister of Forestry and Natural Resources, Nancy Tembo, the fisheries sector, though neglected, has potential of making impact on the citizenry, mostly women, who are involved in the fish business. Tembo appealed to fishers to trade carefully by following best fishing practices that would help conserve the environment and the fish species.
I think there has come a time when everybody now realizes that we are in a crisis situation. And what my ministry is doing now is to have a different approach to issues of nature, business combined with nature, an integrated approach. What we're doing now is involving communities together with the academia and the other practitioners, so that together we can, whilst the communities are getting their livelihoods from this fishery business, but they must also be made aware of the need to protect the environment.
One of the women in fish business at Senga Bay in Salima, Amina Nkulama, told us they are facing numerous challenges in the business, including insufficient capital, hence appealed for support from government. Meanwhile, FAO Deputy Country Representative James Okothi believes the launched voluntary guidelines for securing sustainable small-scale fisheries will improve people's livelihood and nutrition security.
The guidelines do not look on at the fish value chain only, but they also endeavor to look at issues of climate change. By empowering women, you are addressing food security in the households, you're addressing income security in the households, and the women also are being empowered to contribute towards development and discussions at community level. You enhance their profiles.
FAO, with support from NORAD, is initiating implementation of the project on empowering women in fisheries for sustainable food systems to help in the implementation of the guidelines. Reporting for Zodiac from Salima, I am Joseph Mazizi.
In sports, Malawi national netball team, the Queens, have maintained its position on the latest International Netball Federation INF World Rankings, which reflects matches played since the 29th of November 2020 up to 31st of March 2021. Reacting to the matter, Queens head coach Peace Kaluwas told us that though this is a welcome development, much needs to be done for the Queens to return to the top form as Uganda is fast catching up. The Queens are still 6th in the world and 2nd in Africa behind South Africa. And across the borders, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II's husband, has died aged 99. The Duke, who was the longest-serving consort in British history, had returned to the Windsor Castle on 16th March after spending a month in hospital. The flag at Buckingham Palace was lowered to half-mast, and a notice was posted on the guest following the announcement of the Duke's death. The BBC's royal correspondent, Nicholas Michael, said it was a moment of real national sadness, and a moment of sadness most particularly, of course, for the Queen losing her husband of 73 years. He said Prince Philip had made a huge contribution to the success of the Queen's reign, describing the Duke as utterly loyal in his belief in the importance of the role that the Queen was fulfilling, and in his duty to support her. May his soul rest in peace. That's it for now. Let's take another look at the headlines before we leave. Court pushes to Monday inter-party hearing between TUM and government on an injunction over teachers' strike. Government launches a citizen engagement platform to enhance accountability of duty bearers on public matters. Kama tips Treasury on skimming a COVID-19 responsive national budget as it rolls out pre-budget consultations. Across the borders, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II's husband, dies aged 99. Visit our website, zodiacmalawi.com, for more news. COVID-19 vaccination is underway in the country. Make a decision, protect yourself, and protect your loved ones. My name is Robert Kalua. Thanks for watching.
Presenting Mr. Money! Mr. Money, he knows it all. I'm here to tell you what Airtel Money is all about. Move cash from the bank to any Airtel